Yeah, I agree there. And then, again, you find them shipping out to 14 different countries this vaccination, this cure for the bird flu pandemic.
with the deadly avian flu in it. Thank goodness for those Czechs who decided to check on it.
Yeah, thank God they injected that ferret. We'll be back after this with Jim Mars, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com. All right, folks, we are back. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas, and we're sitting here with Jim Mars. His most recent book is The Rise of the Fourth Reich. Really awesome cover. Did a bang-up job on it. Very, very attractive cover. This is the copy I'll be taking home with me tonight because I can't, after talking to you, I got to read the book. I mean, I absolutely have to. And if you haven't read, I mean, I've been reading Jim's stuff again since I was a kid. I was a younger guy and I was in high school, and that's kind of where I came across your material, and whether it was, short stuff that I would find really in college on the internet, because the internet wasn't really around much until I was in college. And just to see everything blow up, basically because of the internet. I mean, now, I type in Jim Mars, I probably get, 2 or 3 million hits. And it's, probably everything you've ever written ever, whether it be a PDF file of a book you've written or an article out there. It's just amazing how information is able to flow that quickly.
I know. Now I figure out why I'm not making money, because I go and make these talks and people videotape me and then they put it up on the internet and everybody gets all my information. So they say, I don't need to go buy his book.
Well, that's why we got to get you into a movie. We got to, I'm telling you, the movies.
That's right. Movies where it's at. That's true.
Movie is where, even with Jones, you look at the Obama deception, right? Mm-hmm. Before we even had DVDs here. Okay, AOL picked up the story about it because it had been downloaded so many times. Politico wrote have you seen this Politico article about the Bilderberg Group yet?
Mm-mm.
I got to find it for you. It is a 4-page article about the Bilderberg Group that's not snarky. It does use the term conspiracy a couple times, but it's actually fair. It names names, points out that they've been in administrations for the past 40 years, cites InfoWars and Prison Planet, I think 4 to 5 different times.
It's the information revolution.
Yeah, it's
all
unreal.
Our consciousness is rising, okay? And frankly, I think we're in a foot race. We're trying to see who's going to get there first. They're either going to take us over total control, martial law, Big Brother, Orwellian type anthill society, or we're all going to start waking up and taking charge of our own lives and see a whole rebirth of freedom and individual sovereignty.
That would be amazing, and I hope that we do see that, because I would really love to see that, where people start thinking again, and it's not all about their iPhone or their favorite sports team.
Well, when you get down to it, Jason, there's more of us than there are of them. All we have to do is just wake up and regain our freedoms.
I'm with you. All right, let's keep taking callers. Let's go to Reese. Reese, what's on your mind?
Hey, guys. It's good talking to you. Nice job on the show, Jason. And about halfway through the Fourth Reich. It's great. It's a great book. My question tonight was what your take is on the drug war, how it's being perpetrated, and who's behind it.
Oh, my God. Well, let me tell you something. Hey, everybody that's listening, here's a news flash, okay? You can rest easy in your beds tonight because the economy's collapsing. Russia and China are on the ascendancy. We're still mired in Iraq. There's still school shootings, but by golly, according to the latest FBI statistics as of the first of this year, marijuana arrests are at an all-time high. Woo! No pun intended. Okay, now, is this insane or what? And the reason I bring this is especially insane because all afternoon we've been talking about this Food Safety Modernization Act, and one of the arguments they're using about not being able to grow your own garden is that people might grow pot.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. and of course, and I'm not necessarily, they've got it so strangled now, you can't say I'm pro-drug, you can't say I'm anti-drug. You can't even talk about it sensibly because of the insanity that's gone on in the drug wars.
Yeah, you start saying you don't like their policy and you're some kind of drug head and you're an addict.
Yeah, there are people who have drug problems, but at that point, that's a health problem. What we need to do is get the criminality out of it, okay?
Exactly. We'll be back after this with Jim Mars, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com. All right, we are back with Jim Mars. It's the Info Warrior, and we were just finishing up on the drug war, Jim.
Oh, we could go all night on the drug war. The drug war is where they got the foot in the door by bypassing the Posse Comitatus Act. Because, years ago, they said, oh, well, we got to stop the drugs. And so we're going to bring the Navy in and the Coast Guard and then have the Army get in and, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And, of course, everybody had been so stampeded over the fear of drugs. And let me tell you, folks, if you think we have a drug problem, you're right. But it's not the illegal drug problem. We have a legal drug problem that's out of hand. Half the country is on some sort of antidepressant or some kind of, downer. Then they can't even make it through the day without popping some pills. And in fact, these school shootings and these teen suicides that has everybody so concerned. In my book, The Rise of the Fourth Reich, I point out that virtually every single one of these shooters and these teen suicides involve kids who have been put on psychotropic drugs.
Yeah, reuptake inhibitors.
Exactly. For example, here's a clincher. Prozac, which is one of the most abused of the prescription drugs as an antidepressant, its technical name is fluoxetine, and it's 94% fluoride.
Oh, my God.
Now, think about this, Jason. If you want Prozac with its 94% fluoride, that will dull you down to where, I'm not depressed anymore.
Yeah.
Then you have to go to a doctor, and he has to sign a prescription, right?
Yeah.
And yet, right here in Austin, Texas, I'm sure their water is fluoridated, which means you've got undocumented, uncredentialed city workers dumping fluoride into your drinking water.
Yeah, it's
and then
nuts.
we wonder why people are dumbed down.
I don't wonder. All right, let's keep taking calls. Let's go to Zach in New York. Zach, what's up?
Hey, Jason, just want to say, damn you for waking me up. And
I understand the caller. I understand the caller. It's uncomfortable. Damn it, let me sleep.
Exactly. Sometimes I just want to go back to bed, but, I can't resist. But Jim Mars, I've been reading your stuff forever. I was in second grade when Kennedy was shot.
Now, you guys are making me feel really old here.
Well, I hear you, but I enjoyed reading. I was just curious on the on your book, Ruled by Secrecy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reptilian thing, what is the deal there?
This is $1 million question. I get this all the time.
That's right. Well, let me ask you this way. What is the deal there? I don't think anybody knows for sure, but there is just tantalizing things all through history. We do know that we have reptilian DNA in our in our brains. We know that. And then we know that there's somehow there's a cultural species type underlying ground fear of snakes and things, reptilian. Where did that come from? Even you go back to the Bible, you got the snake in the Garden of Eden. I don't know. There's something going on there. I'd be the last one to try to say outright. I know I get a lot of people ask me what I think about David Icke,
all the time.
Who's always heavy into this reptilian thing. And I'll tell you what I tell them. I say, well, I've had enough background in public relations and advertising that I don't think I'm going to win more friends and influence more people by publicly calling the Queen Mother of England a 200-year-old reptilian cannibal.
Yeah.
Okay? But having said that, I'm not prepared to say he's definitively that he's wrong. So I think that this is something that's in my file. I go,
I always encourage people, I say it like this: read everything, digest everything, take everything with a grain of salt.
Everything.
Everything. I mean, listen, first of all, we're human beings.
Right.
The very definition of being human is you're going to make mistakes.
Right.
The minute I stop making mistakes is the minute I forgo being a human and I'm some kind of godlike creature. It's not going to happen. It's not in our DNA. So obviously we're going to make mistakes. And I mean, being human beings, it's proven throughout history. We just can't comprehend certain things until it's in the general populace, and we can all learn it. I mean, again, you wrote 200 years ago. Yeah, how do we know? Go ahead.
We just have to, that's again, you can write as many books as you want and do whatever, but we're all just, reaching out. We really don't know, and that's what really I don't
We
know.
don't know about a lot of things, my friend. I mean, there are some big questions in the universe. The 2012 documentary, interesting as hell, but they can't all be right. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
By the way, I thank you for the call.
Guys, that's why I got in the first place. I simply have this burning curiosity. I want to know what's going on. What's really going on? You know, who's the little guy behind the green curtain? You know?
Yeah.
I just want to know. I'm not making any judgment. I'm not saying I'm for it, against it, or anything else. Although the way things are going now, it's more and more making me say, wait a minute, this can't be right, because I was brought up in the old republic, you know, when we were actually kind of free. And, but I just want to know what's going on. And, you know, you're right. The more you know, the less you know.
Yeah, no, it's exactly. There's always another rabbit hole to dig down into. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm kind of like the caller. I kind of like say, geez, I think I'll just go back to bed.
Those are, you know, that's way back in the past for me. I mean, I used to think that way only when I really woke up to 9/11. I think that was, you know, being in New York and, you know, really buying into the propaganda, and then just the reality of knowing people that lost people on that day and being, you know, that close. I think that was really just a spur to me. And at first it was like, yeah, I'm waking up with cold sweats at night. I don't want to know this information. But once you overcome that, I mean, how can you go back?